films, and just the whole atmosphere of everything seems very, very bleak. However, I don't believe that this could be. There was there was stuff in the '60s where people thought, oh, musicals and big roadshow type of movies aren't going to do super well, and that's going to take down Hollywood with it. And for a while, that did happen. People got bored of roadshow movies, and so the profits of Hollywood began to deteriorate. So what ended up happening was that Hollywood, becoming desperate, decided to give a bunch of newer, younger, and generally more experimental filmmakers the chance to make cheap films that with basically creative control, which allowed for some of the greatest works in Hollywood's history and the whole new wave of Hollywood to emerge, which eventually led to the creation of the blockbuster through stuff like Star Wars and Jaws, and would create the current climate that we have right now. However, and I believe that we are in a similar climate at the moment, considering everything that's going on. Superhero movies are constantly failing at the box office. There's tons of stuff not doing so well. And as I said before, I think that this could be an opportune time for some new directors and new people to emerge that could help really rejuvenate the medium but not have it end up in a bad situation like it was in the 1960s or so. Um, so there's a couple things that I think are going to play a big role in the Hollywood in the future, and I think one of them is technology. Now, a lot of people emphasize virtual reality, but I think that'll be a sort of segment, but I don't think that's going to be a big focus. I don't think virtual reality is all that big outside of a couple niches, and I think it won't probably um get much traction outside of that. There'll definitely be people who will use it, but I don't think that's going to be that significant, at least in terms of the mainstream. And another is AI, but I don't think that. I think AI is just, I think AI, people are going to see patterns and they're going to recognize when something is made by AI. I don't think AI can ever really come close to the quality or the creativity of humans, at least at this point in the near future or whatever. So I don't think AI is really going to replace Hollywood. And I think if studios tried to do that, it would probably come off as really bad, just not good business overall. So I don't think that's going to be the case. But what I do think is going to happen is we're going to see the rise of newer alternative outlets. We've already seen this with like Netflix and YouTube, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this as the years goes on and Hollywood begins to shutter its door to people. People will go and use other different mediums, whether they be YouTube or whatever new social media crops up to tell stories and to do whatever they want. And this, of course, means a lot more experimentation, but there's also, and different people can make films that they want to make and their perspectives. If an African guy wants to make a film about what's it like in Africa, he can, and it's not bound by politics or anything like that. It's really, really about, different voices, different visions, different ways people view movies and that. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this decentralization, so to the point where studio hegemony is not going to work as well. I think special effects now are going to get cheaper, camera quality is going to be good overall for even amateur filmmakers, and I think things are just going to look a lot better for just the average amateur filmmaker, because they can do a whole bunch of stuff without needing all this fancy equipment and whatnot to get things done. And I think that's going to be a huge benefit to them and to various different people. And yeah, I think there could be other alternative ways that films are made too. They could be shorter, they could be longer, they could be made different camera frames, and generally be a lot more experimental. So overall, I think there's a very interesting direction that this is all taking, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens next, to be honest with you. But like I said before, it'll be a while before we really come to see the full potential of what could occur. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now that makes everything a little uncertain, so we always have to be diligent of that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.